I guess one of the advantages of some of the silly names we apply to hacking groups is that it does catch the attention of the civilian side. So your mom, your cousin, whomever it's not in the cybersecurity world, and that's the case with Scattered Spider, which I guess is also a appropriate name for an organization as decentralized as Scattered Spider. So a lot of people have been asking me, who the heck is Scattered Spider? Well, I'm not an analyst anymore. I'm not operationally in cyber anymore. To the fact that I used to be, I'm a VC that invests in cybersecurity companies now. But to that end, I try to stay atop of who these organizations are and what impact they're having. So Scattered Spider, as best as the community knows, is a loosely affiliated confederation organization, whatever you would call it, criminal syndicate that operates somewhat like maybe Amway used to operate, but as a hacking crew. And in this case, they are bringing in a lot more Western, meaning the Western world, young people into this hacking crew. This isn't a Chinese hacking crew or a North Korean hacking crew or an Iranian hacking crew. There's a lot more Americans and Canadians and Brits and Australians and Western Europeans and but there's some other places. Nobody probably really knows for sure. But one of the advantages of bringing in even younger people is that having young people, especially in certain countries where the laws protect them significantly, as your workforce, hacking into organizations, calling call centers to reset people's passwords and things like that, is that they get arrested by the equivalent of the FBI in that country, and then they're back out on the street very quickly because of the laws in that country, especially if they're like mentally ill or something like that, that gives them additional protections. So the criminal gang that is running Scatter Spider is using loopholes in the law to allow for this to allow for younger people to come in and operate, knowing that some of them might be arrested and they're very capable anyways. And then they're back out on the street and they just join the gang again. So the good news here is I think we're really, the intelligence community, the law enforcement community, the private sector cyber community is really doing a better job at attribution and figuring out, in this case, the wire diagram of who all these people are and what they're doing to the level of like it's young people in Western countries with these like laws that give them the ability to be right back on the street very quickly. The bad news is we're not doing anything to modify our behaviors as a society to say, oh, hey, look, if somebody's a really bad hacker, but they also are mentally ill, we're just going to keep returning them to the street, which is kind of like how crime in a lot of big cities in America continues to perpetuate because we catch and release young people who are violent offenders and other things because of laws that have not caught up or are just simply too far to the left to make any sense. So the Western world needs to come together and realize there's very bad people out there. And this isn't a city like Philadelphia doing this or something like that. This is all over the Western world. Scattered Spider is causing chaos, and it's criminals, who knows where they are, the leaders of this organization, that are utilizing the loopholes in our society and exploiting young people to terrorize our industries, our towns, our schools, our healthcare systems, everything, our society. So let's look at these things. Let's move faster. Let's move as fast as they do as criminals to solve these problems. Let's do it.